Welcome back, Blue Ridge Silverhound, back today, and we're going to talk about a pretty hot topic. I've had a lot of requests, a lot of private messages that have come in, specifically revolving around how to find out if a coin has been cleaned using photos online, specifically auction sites like eBay. Maybe you're into heritage auctions, or perhaps maybe one of the myriad of websites out there, storefronts, so to speak, that dedicate themselves to selling coins and currency. So just to let you know, there's a huge price discrepancy between a coin that is original, which means it hasn't been touched or played around with or altered in any way, in relation to a clean coin. Okay, a clean coin to what, let's say, an uncirculated coin, if it values at about $50, a clean coin, something that has been cleaned with a cloth by polishing, whizzing, typically those coins will lose anywhere from 20 to 35% in value. So a lot of the folks, a lot of the viewers that I have talked with back and forth are relatively new collectors. They don't know specifically what they're looking for, but they know they want to find something that, if they bought today, that maybe they could sell in 5 to 10 years and either break or make money in those coins. So finding out what coins are cleaned or altered is very important if you intend on spending any money in coin collecting or anything similar to that, because in the long run, we do this for a while, maybe you get tired of it and you do want to sell. You want to make sure you get the most value out of what you have today. All right, and coin collecting has been on the upswing ever since since the hike in precious metals a few years ago have certainly attributed to that, along with the wide range of different products coming from the mint, have been boosting the coin collecting hobby in general. So I have some various types of examples to show you. Right now you've seen a 1904 Morgan dollar that is graded. Okay, graded coins are typically the best way to go, but I always tell folks buy the coin, not the slab. Because you don't want to pay the extra money for any sort of eye appeal premium or something to that effect. So this 1904 Morgan is graded PCGS Mint State 63. It's a relatively mid-grade type coin, probably mid to lower in terms of the uncirculated scale. This particular coin exhibits blast white surfaces, and you can see the cartwheel right around this coin, so you can see the flash of luster, which is a normal thing to find in a circulated coin that has not been cleaned. So that's definitely something that you want to look for. So the next coin that you see here is an 1885 minted in New Orleans Morgan dollar. This one is also problem free. However, this one exhibits the traditional tarnish slash toning that a lot of collectors do love. They love the nice wild colors. They call them crusty. When it gets to that darker brownish color, it's really crusty, but you can still see the underlying luster in there. So the next coin that we have here, this is where we begin our problem coin series. This is an 1896 Morgan dollar. Okay, a lot of folks collect Morgan dollars and they buy it, whether to stack the silver value or to collect them because they're so widely popular. This is a higher grade example. If you could see on the coin, there's a lot of detail left. It should be an about uncirculated level of coin. Okay, with that type of grade, you should still see some luster in the fields, albeit broken. You could see wear on the high spots. On this particular coin, for as high grade as all of the detail is, there are no cartwheel luster available, and there's none even around the periphery or the details like the stars or in the motto of the coin. And as you could tell, a clean coin traditionally photo-wise, because if you don't set your light balance correctly on the on your camera, you're going to get a nice gray surface that's pretty solid throughout the coin, and it's going to be evenly distributed as such. So the next coin that we're going to look at right here is going to be a 1806 Drake bust half. Now this coin has a lot of problems, but this particular video focuses primarily on cleaned coins. So even early coins, this is what one would look like. Again, just like the Morgan dollar that you had seen before, this one exhibits a solid light gray surface that would be evident of a cleaning. Some of the other telltale signs also is you can see hairlines in the fields and on the devices like the cheek, the drapery, that sort of thing. So those are some other telltale signs that a coin has been cleaned. And this one has a big gaping hole at the top of the coin as well. So our next coin that we have here that is a problem coin is a 1900 Barbour half. Now this one is tricky. Okay, it does exhibit what looks to be some sort of luster in the fields. You see the flashing on there. You can kind of mess around with the camera setting to kind of give it that look. This one was probably an original coin, and whoever had it before had kind of cleaned it. There's lightly cleaned, and then there's heavily, harshly cleaned. This one's been lightly cleaned, but you could also tell this one's cleaned because on the higher devices, it's gray. Okay, plus you could see some of the hairlines in not only the higher devices of the coin, but also in the fields. Plus you get a lot of luster break. It's kind of uneven. So that's another contributing factor in that particular coin that looks uncirculated but really isn't. So the next coins that we're going to look at are copper. Okay, copper, you can tell cleaned copper from your general looking other copper coins that haven't been played around with. A lot of the early copper, for example, this Indian head cent, which is an 1867, a cleaned copper coin that was originally brown, especially when that's circulated such as this, would be the solid brown. You won't have blotches of light tan, kind of pink color in there like this one does. So it's got uneven color and it's glossy looking. Traditionally, the older copper that is brown, if it exudes any sort of glossy look to it, then more than likely it has been cleaned at one point in its life. A lot of the earlier copper, the large pieces, do exhibit that cleaned look. Of course, cleaning back in the day was widely acceptable, primarily because a lot of coins at that time, people believed that there was a lot of germs and viruses that hid around in the devices of the coins, so they wanted to keep them clean so that way no one gets sick, because sickness ran rampant during those years and those centuries. So the next coin that we have today is a 1835 half cent. Again, just like the Indian head cent that you had seen beforehand, exhibits that uneven color. Original brown type coins like this would be solid brown, not glossy. There's only some brown on this coin in the periphery. So it's been touched up, it's been lightly cleaned, and that's what a lightly cleaned copper coin would look like. So the next coin that we're going to look at right here is going to be a 1921 Lincoln cent, probably one of the most widely collected series of coins out there. This Lincoln cent is high detailed, it should be a high grade, but it's like a light tan color. It's got no flash of luster, it's got nothing. This particular coin is an AU, or an about uncirculated condition coin, and it's got high wear. So for this type of coin, it should really be a brown, a solid brown, or kind of a red brown. So it's going to be brown with little flashes of red in the devices, and you should have a little bit of luster for this type of grade. So that's what a cleaned Lincoln cent would look like. And one more thing, let's talk about one piece of gold. Of course, gold can exhibit that gray look as well. This is a very rare 1877 Carson City half eagle. It's a $5. This one has no luster for the grade. and it's got that dull yellow along with that gray in there. So that would be what a cleaned gold coin would look like. Usually from XF up, you're going to have the flashes of luster in the devices, maybe a little bit in the fields, but you're not going to see the grayish look on the high points of this coin. So that's been kind of a synopsis of what great cleaned coins would look like. If you're going to look online, there are also some other telltale signs, especially with silver. If it's got a high polished look with no luster, it's been cleaned and polished. And of course, the hairlines and digs and everything like that are also indicative of some sort of cleaning. There are those out there that carelessly work on these and they don't use the right type of cloths. You know, they get a lot of friction in there, and that's what kills the coin's value. So I hope this video has been tremendous help to a lot of you who are just now getting into collecting higher grade pieces. And please do be careful out there when you're buying your coins. If you have questions, comments, please send me a private message or simply comment below this video. You know, I'll get back with you if you wanted me to take a look at a specific coin that you're interested in buying, and I could give you my personal take on it. Again, thanks for watching Blue Ridge Silverhound, and I shall talk to you guys later.